What do boundaries have to do with eczema? I'm glad you asked. This is something that we're chatting about on the mindset call today. If you're one of those people that are always saying yes to doing things for other people, and then you're just like, shit, I don't know how I'm gonna fit all this in. Then you feel overwhelmed, stressed, then all of a sudden you get a flare up. So from a neuropsych lens, eczema is from lack of boundaries with yourself and with other people. And then what happens is you get frustrated, overwhelmed, you get a flare up. And then from a psychotherapist lens, suppressed emotion comes out through the skin, and that's eczema. This is something that was really big on the call today. What we were talking about is how can we start setting boundaries with ourselves? I hear this all the time on the internet, and people are saying, okay, you just need to set boundaries and start saying no. It's really hard to say no when that's been deep-seated in your nervous system since you were young. So instead, we flipped it around and said, okay, how can we start noticing where boundaries show up for us and what boundaries we have within ourselves? Nobody had said anything, and we started workshopping. What are some small day-to-day boundaries that we have with ourselves? Which was an easier question. Doing meal prep, going to bed at a certain time, waking up at a certain time, doing breath work if you feel itchy. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I can have these really small boundaries with myself, which is easy. You can create some consistency. So it was really great. So we could slow it down. Everybody was able to connect and reflect on just some of the smallest little boundaries to start with, and then start looking at how other boundaries can show up for us. That's a nice little reflection point for you the next week. I would love to know what are some small boundaries that you can implement in the next week for yourself. Let me know in the comments below.